Hello everyone. In our last class, we had already learned about what do you mean by advantages of formal organization. Yeah, clear? Now, we are required to find what are the disadvantages of formal organization. As in why we are not able to follow a prefix set of rules and regulations for my organization. How it will be a limitation or disadvantage for my organization. Clear? See, the work is based on rules which causes unnecessary delays. There is maybe a rule that you need to follow all kind of rules, like suppose some rules are made like you need to work for 8 hours in a day. We will give you only a 1 hour for idle time, or we will give you only a half hour lunch time. These are some delays, or maybe you will allocate the punishment as a, if you are not doing the work, or if your targets is not maintaining or your targets are not achieved, then I'll mark you an absent. These are simply rules set by organizations to frame a particular structure. So, if the work is based on rules, each and every work is required rules, it may be difficult to the employees to follow each and every rule and complete your targets, complete your task on time. Next is lack of initiative, as in how it is lack of initiative, because my dear friends, it is clearly set by top management structure. The whole structure of the company is managed by top management. The formulation was deal with top management, the rules and responsibilities are deal with top management, the job assignment deals with top management, the resource allocation, all kind of stuff is doing with top management. Like as in our example, suppose this is a company, they have 4 different parts. Suppose in here we means that company means top management. Yeah. Now, what are the decisions or what are the initiatives are taken by them? Okay, various kind of initiatives or decisions to be taken by top management, like they need to decide job opportunities, they need to decide about what kind of rules and regulations to be formed, or I must say formulation of rules, strategies, formulation, deciding penalties, etc. These kind of generally some rules or regulations or strategies to be framed by top management, due to which the lower level management as well as middle level management is not able to divide a task or made a new creative and innovative idea. They have to deal with only that kind of stuff, that kind of rules and regulations which are set by top management only. Clear? Yeah. In our structure, suppose top management has given all the responsibilities, rules and regulations to different departments. So it is lack of initiative, as in the employees have to do what they are told to do and they have no opportunity of thinking. How? Suppose they already told that production department, in the field of production department, they will hire employees, or they will hire the employees in this kind of manner, like A, B and C. A person A, B and C. Now they asked about that A is required or to deal with the purpose of stock valuation. Sorry. It will be deal with the stock valuation. B will deal with the how to trade goods with the vendors or dealing with the vendors. Dealing with vendors. Yeah. And C is dealing with the method for keeping stocks. Now, top management is required that these are the three main functions to be required to be done in production department. Now, they already told that in case of stock valuation, only and only two employees will be work, suppose named as X and Y. And each employee should be do the work of stock valuation, whether you can bifurcate, or I must say they bifurcated the work as in X is required to calculate or to do calculation of stocks, but Y is required to reconcile or check the accuracy of stock calculation. So my dear friends, here what are we are seeing is that in case of management has decided already a set of rules, as in we will distribute our production department into three categories. These are containing with the rules. In these three categories, they need to require to hire such kind of person, as in A is required to hire X and Y for dealing with only that kind of work which are allocated to them. Due to this particular purpose, they won't be able to create a new innovative ideas to get the work in easy manner. They will do the work as assigned or as allocated to them. Clear the difference? Next. It is limited in scope, as in it is difficult to understand that all human relationships and enterprise, as it places more emphasis on structure and work. It is basically deals with structure and work only, as in our diagram Mr. X or Mr. Y is required to deal with their work only, calculation of stock as well as to reconcile only. They are not required to coordinate or to communicate regarding whatever the else gossip in our organization is going on. Even if they don't know that is what is the actual structure of organization, as in according to X, only A is a superior or only A is a department. He is not known or he is unknown about what is going with the B department or what is going with the C particular person. He is totally unknown to B and to C. That's why they don't know what is the structure. Suppose they know the structure, then we are working with the production department, as in X and Y working with under A. A is dealing with the production department. They will know max to max up to the production department only. They won't deal with that company is also doing functions in finance, HR or marketing department. Clear? It does not provide a complete picture of how an organization works. It does not provide. Because, see the diagram my dear friends, clearly you can see that top management set the rules, policies for all kind of departments, all kind of resources. Okay. Then in production department I have divided the structure, that is this. There are 3 employees dealing with the stock valuation, dealing with the vendors and dealing with the methods for keeping stocks. Now A is required to hire such kind of employees, for example calculation of stocks or to reconcile or check the stock valuation. These are known as structure of organization. So according to me, in case of formal organization, Mr. X and Mr. Y is not able to get the whole structure of organization. Clear? Let's revise my friends. Disadvantages of formal organization. First disadvantage is work is based on rules. That's why there is impossible or there is a difficult task to manage or follow each and every rule of the organization. Next is lack of initiative. Whilst all the strategies, all the rules, all the plans are formulated by the top management, middle level management and lower level management are not required to form a new rules and regulations. They are not required to form a new innovation skills. That's why it is generally a lack of innovative or initiative skills. Clear? Then limited in scope. Limited in scope generally deals with workers or employees is required to focus on only on the structure of work. They are not required to focus what kind of organization it is, how it is working, how many departments are there, how many employees are there. They don't want to give the diversion to the employees. Organization is required to, you need to maintain only and only work structure in the organization. Clear? Disadvantages of formal organization. Okay. In our next class, we will discuss about concept of informal organization and its advantages and disadvantages. Clear? Till then, thank you.